Hi there! Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to make some bread. I got very inspired by TV cooks and I really wanted to make a Halloween theme one. I think that will be fun. And yesterday is also my birthday weekend. That is one of the reasons why I didn't post any video. I was planning to post this video last week, but I'm like, it's my birthday. I wanna relax. And before we start making the dough here, I already made the tangzong, that's the cooked flour and water mixture. I also wanted to make this cold cream bun that I used to get in Melbourne. So the brand that I always get is called Lantaan. It's really great. It's basically a cold milk bun filled with cold cream. Like, I'm not sure if it's like custard or fresh cream. I feel like it's a little bit in between, so I will try to make that as well. I mean, of course, it's not gonna be as good, but I hope it will satisfy my craving for it at least. So yeah, let's get started. So I actually made the cooked flour mixture yesterday so I can let it cool in the fridge overnight, but basically we're using this in our dough mixture to make the bread feel squishier and also last longer. Since I'm planning to keep some of the finished bread in the fridge because it will be filled with cold cream, I would say this step is very necessary to keep them nice and soft in the fridge. So this mixture is literally just flour and water cooked until it creates these little bubbles. And I just put it in a heat-safe bowl and put that in the fridge. I also put a cling wrap touching the mixture on top so it doesn't create a skin while it's cooling down. I just forgot to record them. And I also did some prep for the cream filling by making the custard and letting it cool overnight. For the custard, I'm using my lazy way of just mixing the egg and sugar. Then mixing in the cornstarch. And just pouring the cold milk in the same pot. Usually when you're making a custard, you want to heat up the milk on the side and pouring it in slowly while whisking. But I'm just putting everything in one pot and just keep stirring them on high heat until it boils. So it basically takes me less than 10 minutes if I do this. I think as long as you stir it fast enough, you'll still get a smooth custard without burning your pot. I have the recipe in here already. It is not my recipe again, it's from TV Cooks. So I need to get some eggs and I also need another container. Okay, container, an egg, and also got the tangzong. Wait, I need 2 eggs. 2 eggs, container, and chilled tangzong. I hope I say that right, by the way. So in one bowl, I add water, milk, and yeast. And after a little bit of mixing, I just set them aside. And in another bowl, I put in my flour, sugar, salt, butter, and the cooked flour mixture, and the eggs. I mix them with my rice cooker. I know it's kind of weird, but it does work. I even try mixing it with my regular spatula, but I prefer my rice cooker to be honest. And after it turns into a pretty messy dough ball, I put them in the counter with my silicone baking pad underneath, and I just knead them by hand. Okay, so kneading these took me a total 25 to 30 minutes of constant kneading. So it can be a bit labor intensive, but I don't have a stand mixer and I did try using my hand mixer and
My mixer is making these weird noises that it's about to die, so I stopped using it. And I know it is like mid-November and a little bit too late to post anything Halloween themed. But I just really want to bake them now, so I did. Also, I feel like I don't celebrate Halloween enough this year since it's on Tuesday.
Ta-da! So I'm done with the dough, but I wanted to make it into 3 different colors. So I'm gonna weigh some and put some chocolate powder and weigh another batch and put some matcha powder to make a green and chocolate color. And I will also make a custard and matcha filling for that one. So yeah. Just gonna put like maybe that much. I'm really just eyeballing this. Okay, maybe that much. Let's see that much first. Just let it rest for 1 hour.
After 1 hour of resting the dough, it will look almost twice bigger, and I'm just weighing them out to 16 equal pieces in total. And just shaping them into a round ball. And I did weigh out some extra of the plain white dough to form an ear to make the teddy bear shape. And I covered them with cling wrap and let it rest for around 40-ish minutes. And while that's resting, I made some savory pumpkin sheet bread with the rest of the dough. I cut them into 6 equal pieces.
Okay, for this one, I got some sausage. Put this aside. Red tomato sauce and mozzarella. So it'll be like pizza filling.
And I put a string around each dough to make it look like they have 6 wedges. I tried to make it as loose as I could so the string doesn't get swallowed too much as the bun is raising, so it will be easier for me to remove after baking. And I just let them rest for around 40-ish minutes as well. Okay, so here is where I messed up. I got distracted and I overproofed the sweetbread batch since it's supposed to go in the oven earlier than my savory pumpkin batch. So I did an egg yolk and milk wash on the pumpkin savory buns, and I didn't use this on the sweet one since I don't want any browning on it, so the color can still be nice and bright. Looking at it now, it looks pretty good before baking, but you'll see what I'm talking about later. So I covered them with foil to prevent any browning and just bake them for around 30-ish minutes or until internal temperature, which is around 85 degrees Celsius. I took out the string off camera and added pepper sticks as the stem, and I really like how this one turned out. As my friend quote, "It's bussin'."
Nice.
And here I'm just making the cream filling with the custard that I made from the previous day. I added a little bit of heavy cream to mix in with the custard to help cream it better. And then in another bowl, I whipped up some heavy cream with a little bit of sugar and just folding them in together. I took some into the piping bag before splitting them into two and adding matcha powder and chocolate powder on the other bowl. After mixing them evenly, scoop them all in a piping bag with a small round tip. Okay, so this is when you can see what went wrong. It got very wrinkly because of the overproofing. Other than looking pretty ugly, it still tastes very good. Me and my friend inhaled most of them and I ate the rest for breakfast. But this left me pretty dissatisfied, so I made another one the next day. Yep, another 30 minutes of hand kneading. And it still turned out slightly overproofed.
So I'm gonna fill the bread with cream first from the back, and then we will decorate the top.
I mean, it still looked better than the previous one, so I went ahead and decorate them with melted chocolate and a simple icing from a mix of milk and icing sugar. Still not the best looking, but I felt a little bit more satisfied with this one. And that is it for the baking session. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this little baking session, help me grow my channel by liking or commenting or both. Anything helps, to be honest. Anyway, I appreciate you being here and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Buddy, you can have somebody.